Your mouth gets tired of it. This is who again?
So that is Adolphus Stern.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Prussian immigrant who came to America at 16 years old on a fake passport.
That's cool.
He learned that he was going to be drafted into the Prussian military, decided instead to come to America. So he made his living traveling throughout the South with mercantile trade. Eventually he met Sam Houston during his travels, which took him to Tennessee. Stern and Houston became very good friends. Stern had hosted Houston in his house many times.
This is where we are now.
Yes, this is the Stern House and Library in Nacogdoches, Texas.
It's just the oldest building in town.
Yes, this is the oldest house in the city, standing on its original foundation.
And who is this one over here? Is it around the picture?
That is an example of a 19th century passport.
Oh.
So that's what it would have looked like.
Yeah, y'all seen several pictures of him on my channel. And y'all have even seen his grave. Now you're seeing a house he stayed in. And this guy will tell you more about where he stayed at and all that in here.
So if you look in here, we have a set of Eugenia Stern's earrings. Now Eugenia Stern was the daughter of Adolphus Stern. Eugenia and Sam Houston shared a birthday. So every year, Sam Houston would gift Eugenia with some sort of lavish gift. In one case, it was these earrings here. In another case, he bought her the land that's kitty corner to us just down the street, which is now named the Eugenia Stern Park.
Okay.
So he was a very good friend of the family. Adolphus's involvement in the Texas Revolution involved the New Orleans Grays. Here's a replica of their flag.
Yeah, I just took pictures of that outside. You know, all the names and everything.
Yes, the New Orleans Grays were personally hired and outfitted and given horses by Adolphus Stern. He hosted them in a big feast that was across the street from the house. And then he sent the men off to go fight in the Alamo and other battles.
Goliad and all that.
Goliad, yes. So Adolphus didn't personally pick up a gun and go fight for the Texas independence, but he hired a whole bunch of folks to go on his behalf.
Which is pretty good to do, you know.
Still a good contribution.
So which room you going to go to next?
Well, if we come in here, this room was originally the master bedroom of the home, but we have decorated this with some of Stern's parlor possessions just to get a feel for his mid-19th century empire style.
I like how that chair looks. Just so I know those type of chairs may look bad, but they're actually pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just think, they didn't have this air and heat back then. This is the best way they had to keep it going.
Right, in the cold, you had your fireplace. When it was hot, the high ceiling helped to keep the house cool. Right.
But in East Texas, you just do a bunch of moisture and heat.
Yes, very humid. Very humid here.
Y'all do have. And that was also, I guess, when they're living here, that didn't exist either.
Correct. Yeah, that's one of our new additions. But most of the structure of the home is still original. You can still see burn marks on the floor next to the fireplace from when embers leapt out of the
Yeah, you can.
fire.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Last time I saw it before in the videos, because of the murder happened, there was a blood spot. Oh, there's a cellar down there.
There is a wine cellar. You're free to go down if you'd like to.
Let's do each room first with the tour, and then we'll go to other places. And over there, this room over here.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's the what again?
So this is our parlor room, which is decorated with items that belonged to the von der Huye family. Joseph von der Huye was also a Prussian immigrant who purchased the house in 1869, and it remained in the family for nearly 100 years until they donated it to the city.
Nearly 100 years, that's awesome.
Yes. In this room is where Sam Houston was baptized, which is something we like to brag about.
You have any idea where the spot was he's baptized at in here?
It likely would have been close to the center here,
Yeah.
next to the marble table. Under the rule of Mexico at the time in early Texas, if you wanted to hold political office, you legally had to be a baptized Catholic.
Okay.
So this is where Sam Houston checked that box so that he could pursue his interests.
You know, later in life, he didn't claim Catholicism.
Right.
And this is the room he said he used to sleep in over here.
Yes, so this room hosted folks like Sam Houston and David Crockett.
Oh, David Crockett's here too?
Yes, good friends of the Stern family. This is where they would stay when they visited.
Anybody else besides them two that y'all know about?
I'm sure there were many. We have a copy of Stern's personal diary.
Do you have any idea?
He always has folks.
With the history of him here, do you know if Stephen F. Austin ever spent time in his house?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because he came to Nacogdoches a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he knew the family, but I haven't found any record of that yet.
And yeah, there's probably a lot of records I don't know about yet in here. What was this room back here? Just the normal dining room?
This is the dining room that Adolphus built onto the home in 1850. Most homes did not have dining rooms in the 19th century because most families ate their meals in the parlor room on a folding table. So this was an unusual addition and is really a testament to the wealth that the family had to just afford a dining room.
I just remember back then they didn't have the vents and stuff in here.
Right.
I love the way
this light here was originally a kerosene lamp. You can still see the spot where the gas would have been stored.
Except y'all put the modern day kerosene in there.
Yeah.
I love the way this porch is set up though.
Out the back window on your left, you can see what remains of the original kitchen.
Oh, okay, cool. The well and the kitchen over there.
It was common practice for folks to build their kitchen as separate structures.
Yeah.
So if your kitchen caught fire or if it got too hot, it had some distance between the home.
Well, there's a house in Henderson where they had the kitchen originally outside like this, and then later on they put it in the cellar. That's the house where the murder happened at.
Oh. This space was originally just an open back porch.
Yeah.
You can feel how the floor here is slanted, which would allow rainwater to run off into the yard.
Also didn't have a cover back then, or did it?
So this was all just open when it was first built.
Okay.
And this here just would have been the back door.
Yeah. The house actually looks roomier on the inside than it does. I know this is the library now, but what was it back then?
Back then, this room was a bit narrower. It was known as a shed room. This was probably used as either a nursing room or storage or whatever the family needed it for. In 1958, the Huya family donated the house to the city, and the house spent about 20 years as the Huya Memorial Library. So this entire house was a Nacogdoches public library. The city later found out that the weight of all these books was damaging the foundation of the home, which sits on these cypress and bodark logs.
That's cool.
So most of the books have been moved, but we left this room as it was to commemorate that unique period of the home's history. This room also gives us access to Stern's wine cellar.
You can tell that some of these books are pretty daggone old in here too.
Yes.
Let's go check out the wine cellar, y'all. With these narrow staircases.
Being a gracious party host and a German immigrant, Stern valued expensive wines that he imported directly from Germany.
And most people back then were German immigrants in the area, right?
Yes, Texas was a very popular spot for German immigration.
This one's had the end. That bottle's so old, this one had the end marked off of it.
Yeah.
Also in Texas, y'all, where I'm at right now, he'd probably agree with me, this would be a safe spot for an tornado to come through.
Most likely. You really don't see basements out here in East Texas.
Well, it's because the ground's so saturated, it's a bad spot to put them. You just... Well, what's upstairs?
Upstairs is the children's sleeping loft.
Oh, okay. Let's go check
The
out
Stern family had a total of 7 kids, and the Huya family had a total of 9 kids. So this space would have been really busy.
And loud.
And loud.
when the kids are having fun. This is where all the heat is.
Yes.
Hey, it's Raggedy Ann. And
Andy.
Andy, yeah, I remember her name. I can never remember Andy's name.
So this space here on the left was for the boys, and behind the door was for the girls.
Yeah, what a fun play toy for the boys. Where did this musket come from?
We don't have a ton of info on that gun specifically. We know it was Texas Revolution era.
Yeah, it has that look to it.
Yeah.
Look, some kind of, let me turn this on. Looks like some kind of markings right here on it. Yes, I'm obeying the sign. I'm not touching. I'm just getting a better detail of it.
You're fine.
That's the thing. The bayonet setup for them was the exact same setup during the Civil War too.
Right. Well, it took so long to reload bullets. You needed some way to defend yourself.
Oh, a good man like me and my dad, they say you can get 3 shots off in a minute. Me and him
Yep.
get 3 shots off. Me and him can get 3 shots off in exactly 49 seconds.
Takes a lot of practice.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot of practice. Well, that's cool.
Through the glass here, you can see the original ceiling. We covered most of this up with this layer of wood, just for safety. But that is what the kids would have lived with.
Yeah, because that's a lot of nails sticking through there.
Yes.
Did y'all carve that in there, or is it just, yeah?
So that was how they built it. They would cut the wood on the ground and mark wood with these Roman numerals, so that when they brought them up here to the roof, they could match up the numbers and they all fit together.
Like a big jigsaw puzzle. The creepy dolls.
These dolls come with hand-stitched faces and real human hair.
So that would be the whole, when you get to the whole haunting thing, you get the human hair on.
Yeah, yeah, you know, out here.
Speaking of which, you know if there's any stories of hauntings or anything in this house?
Not that I'm aware of. Only one fellow ever died here, and it was very peaceful. So we don't have any. I haven't seen anything like that.
Well, sometimes they don't have to die in the house to make it haunted either.
Right. No, no hauntings as far as I'm aware.
Alright. Pause this for now.
Just some creepy.
That is the place we just took a tour of, and I mainly came here because I saw this connected to my great, I don't know how many greats back, granddad of Sam Houston. Y'all see me go to his grave and all that. I need to go to his house and all that down in Huntsville too. We saw it from the inside, so let's go let's go to the outside here now and check out. I'm gonna walk over there for a second too, because they got the Six Flags of Texas over there. Not the theme park, the actual Six Flags. So y'all, a close-up of the old kitchen they were talking about. The original kitchen. Because yeah, back then they had the kitchen's house. Ooh, it's a lizard! I don't know where he went, it's a lizard. The original well. But you can tell, it looks like there's water in there now because we've got a lot of rain, but it's not, you know. He said, I forgot to ask him what this building is. But this here, they said it's they call it the Wagon House. They built it because they were supposed to get an old wagon to display, but they never got the wagon, so now it's just storage. But this is a beautiful area back here. But yeah, it's a cool place in Nacogdoches. It has connections to the Texas Revolution and all that. You know, I'm having fun doing the history on that. Nice little pavilion here. I do believe that's the right word for this pavilion. I'm gonna leave my truck parked where it's at. I'm gonna walk over here and see what's going on because it is they got the Six Flags of Texas over there, so we'll see what that is all about. I know sometimes my camera angles suck because I'm not using the camera where I can see myself. Look, it's a free little library. If I had a book to donate, I would. Let's walk across the road here. I'll show y'all real quick too the street that this is on, so y'all know where to go. It's on the 200 block of Atlanta, I think is how you would say that. In Nacogdoches, Texas. Look for this. Oh yeah. I'll walk over here and show y'all. By the way, it is a free tour, but they do accept donations out of here. He said that one of the guys that was in his house built that house over there. But as of right now, that house is a private residence. The museum hours are Wednesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's what it is. And it's a free museum, but like I said, they do take donations too. No, actually, I think I might get in the truck because I see it looks like parking. No, I don't know. I think it says no parking over there. But I'll show y'all a video of this. I'm going to do a video scan of this for you over here. Because this is talking about the Texas Volunteers, the New Orleans Grays. Saw the replica of the flag on the inside, so now y'all can see that. Alright, let's walk across the street real quick. I'm sure you won't care about me leaving my vehicle here for a moment. Like I said, it looks like they have the Six Flags of Texas over here. I'm gonna find out what this place is. Run across the street, right the corner. The Six Flags of Texas are the six people that own Texas, I guess the way you can put it. The Six Flags that have been flown above Texas. Let me go see what this plaque over here says. By the way, across the street, that's what it looks like when you drive up on it. Oh, Sam Houston. Alright, what it says here. March 2nd, Texas Independence Day in 1836 was the birthday of Sam Houston in 1783. And of Eva Helena, I don't know how to say that name, Stern, in 1829. On October 25th, 1841, Republic of Texas President Sam Houston presented the land of this present-day Eugene Stern Park, I guess I say Eugenia Stern Park, to his birthday partner, Eugenia, in a deed of affection. Eugenia was 12 years old, was the 12-year-old daughter of Adolphus Stern, the house that this came out of. Sam Houston's friend from the time of their first meeting in 1817. Stern was a Nacogdoches merchant, land speculator, politician, and Texas libertarian, who eventually became a state representative and then a senator. Sam Houston, who had been a soldier, congressman, and governor of Tennessee, made his first trip to Texas in 1832. To visit Stern, Houston boarded with the Sterns and was baptized as a Catholic in the Stern parlor. Houston acquired considerable real estate in Nacogdoches and cited Nacogdoches as his residence. As of late 1835, Houston's relationship with the Stern family, particularly with young Eugenia, was close and warm. Sam Houston gave Eugenia this plot of ground as he was leaving on his way to the inauguration as president of the Republic of Texas. Eugenia married Thomas Charles Barrett of Melrose on June 2nd, 1845. She had 3 children and was widowed after 8 years of marriage. After the deaths of her father in 1852 and her husband in 1853, Eugenia and her mother moved to Austin, where they had a boarding house. Eugenia taught piano. She died March in March 1919, he was buried in Austin's Oakwood Cemetery. So this plot of land was given to her. It says parking only. I could park over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's got more of it that mainly, you know, the Six Flags of Texas are here. You got United States flag, the Confederate flag, Confederate national flag, by the way, the Lone Star flag, Spain, Mexico, all that. Texas Independence flag, which you can't really see it right now because the wind's not blowing. Let's go see what this statue is over here. I think I'm technically right now recording with my phone upside down. What is this over here? I don't know if y'all can see what I'm talking about. That right there. Treaty. The date was February 23rd, 1836. The situation, I know my eyes are hurting. I forgot my sunglasses. Anyways, the date was February 23rd, 1836, and the situation for Texas was desperate. Santa Anna, with about 6,000 troops, was on the march towards the Alamo with the intent of smashing the small, poorly organized, and ill-equipped army of Texans, along with their fledgling government. Fearing an alliance between Mexico and Indian tribes, the Texas government sent its envoys to meet with these Texas tribes, hoping to negotiate a treaty designed to keep them from fighting on the Mexico side and remain neutral. Nacogdoches residents Sam Houston, Adolph Stern, and William Goins represented Texas in the negotiations, with Chief Bowles probably representing the Indian tribes when we're gonna go by. Anyways, alright. The Cherokee Chief spoke with the Indians and tribes Houston and Bowles. When the time came to sign the treaty, General Jim Houston and John Forbes represented Texas. Bowles, Cherokee Chief, spoke for the Indian tribes. Houston and Bowles were longtime friends and highly respected by one another and their peoples as leaders and men of integrity. Houston had become a member of the Cherokee Nation, and many years before was given the title the Raven, meaning good luck. These men were warriors, leaders who had provided their courage on the battlefield. Houston was newly commissioned commander of the Army of Texas, and Bowles, I'm just saying Bowles because it's either Bowles or Bowles, I'm just saying Bowles, through over 80 years of age, though over 80 years of age, was war chief, and not only the Cherokees, but also 12 other tribes represented. During the negotiations, Houston represented gifts to Bowles, including a sash sword, red silk vest, and a long dress shirt, which the chief wore proudly at the signing. The document, which was signed on the back page, was decorated with blue ribbons each chief had made his X in its appropriate place. Though not to endure the treaty, provided valuable and timely article. Texas struggled for independence since it assured neutrality of the Indians and allowed Texans to commemorate their efforts against Santa Anna. That would be Sam Houston and the chief right there together. Now I saw another historical marker I didn't notice before. We're about to go find out. This is a state park. No, center park. I don't know. Either way, it's got a cool pavilion. So I'm walking on land that my relative walked on, Sam Houston. I went to a house he used to stay in. That's cool. I'm going to start a playlist. Must be for Christmas last year. I just haven't noticed that wire plugged in right here. And it goes up and around through here, but I don't see it hooked up to nothing on the other side, so that must be when they decorated at Christmas time, would my guess. Anyways, I'm going to start a playlist on my channel here. I'm not pointing at myself when I say here. I'm going to start a playlist on my channel of nothing but Texas history stuff now. Get safely across this road when I can. Let's see what the historic marker is here. Oh, this is the banquet. He's talking about the banquet for the New Orleans Grays. It says, led by Adolphus Stern, citizens of Nacogdoches helped outfit a volunteer force, the New Orleans Grays, to fight in the Texas War for Independence. One company of the Grays traveled overland to San Antonio by way of Nacogdoches in November 1835. The 50 to 100 men camped for a few days at this site near Stern's home. They were honored with a banquet of bear, raccoon, and other meat, and were praised in toasts and speeches. The Grays reached San Antonio before the siege of Behar, December 5th through the 9th, 1835. Most of the volunteers died in later battles of the Revolution. So this property over here is where they camped and ate. This before that house was built, by the way. So this property over here is where they ate and all that. So let's walk back to the vehicle and all that. So as I walk back, I will go ahead and do this since I forgot to do it last time. Got musky down vines right here. Of course, it's way too early for musky down vines. I ain't got to worry about nobody coming from this direction. This is a dead end. But that is it for now. If I find something else cool here, I'll come back but if I don't, until next time, I'll be back.